Okay, now it's not muted. The captioner must be picking up one of the webcams. I think that's what it is. Yeah, good boy, Mickey. Are you gonna sit with me? Can I sit with you? Yeah. We sit together? You gonna scoot over a little bit? Or you're gonna go down there? You don't want to say hi? Mickey. Hang on, he's a very agreeable man. He doesn't know what's happening. You gotta come say hi. You gotta come say hi to everybody. They want to meet you. Yeah. Yeah. This is Mickey. He'll let me hold him for a second, and then he's gonna want to go down. You ready? Okay, I'll put you down. He's a big boy. He has been eating good in his time here, and yeah, he's a big cat. But I love a big cat. He seems like he wants to play a little bit now. I can hear him playing in the hall by himself. Let me see if I can get him to come in here with Walter. Mickey, come play in here. Are you drinking some water? That's okay, that's good. With the shiny ball? Where are your ping pong balls? There you go. You want your feathers? You want that? Are you feeling a little bit shy? Should we come up a little closer? It's okay, Mickey. Oh, normally he likes to sit by the computer. I don't know if it's because I'm talking. It is making him nervous. Mickey, you want to sit with me? Come on, Mickey. Walter's gonna come. I don't have my second camera on my cat tower. I need to move it a little bit closer to me. I think he's not used to me talking because other than when I'm like recording voiceover, which is like not that often, I don't like talk a lot in my room. So I think he is a bit confused who I'm talking to. Well, Walter's not though. Walter's ready to be on camera. You purring? Yeah. Walter knows. Thank you! Thank you, nice man! Mickey, it's okay. You can come Walter, now you're showing everybody that you're not well behaved. They're gonna know. They're gonna know. They're gonna know that you're a fresh boy. Oh. They're gonna know! Why are you being so feisty? King of the cat. Oh! Walter. Oh my god! 10 years! Oh, I mean, Walter might be... well, first off, 10 years! I don't know why my sub sound isn't playing anymore, though. I don't know what happened to that. So I will just be very hyped. Oh my god, I know, it was kind of sad. I like celebrated like my 10-year content anniversary at like such a sad time. It was like way too hard to stream or do anything. So I hope I can make up for that. Thank you for saying subscribe, Toasty. That means so much to me. I'm sorry that I wasn't here during the anniversary. I just feel badly for missing so much this past year. But if people know or didn't know, Ser Pounce passed away in January, and it's been a tough year. Yeah. But we have we have Walter and Mickey, and hopefully they can live up to him and be good little stream cats. I really didn't want to cry, but it's just still pretty hard without him. It was so hard to think about streaming without him. But I want to. And I know he would want me to. You're still gonna be mean to me while I'm crying? Thank you. Thank you, Walter. Oh, yeah. That's basically been the last year. And I know, and I know he helped me to find Mickey, who is, like, different from him, but looks, like, almost the same as him, and does a lot of similar things. Like, he's very talkative. He's not talking right now, but Mickey, when are you going to show them that you like to talk? But he likes to talk, and he talks to me every day, and yeah, it's just still hard, though. I wish, in a perfect world, I wish I could have had all three of them, but losing pets sucks. And if you have a pet, I'm sorry if this is upsetting to see, but it is a difficult thing to experience in life. I know, I just gotta teach him what Showtime is. He knows. He's in here, and they do normally sit with me, but I don't know if they would both be sitting here if they didn't think that something was going on. Like, they definitely know something's going on. Walter knows. I've been trying to teach them to go to this spot and say, yes, Ser Pounce passed away at the beginning of this year. I know, it's still really hard for me to talk about. Especially because it's coming up on his birthday. So, but I feel really lucky because I found another cat, or I feel like Ser Pounce helped me find another cat that is not a kitten, and he needed a new home, because just like Ser Pounce, he was being retired from breeding litters. They call them kings. That's what they call cats that breed litters, and when they have a litter, they sire a litter. It's very regal sounding. So he was done siring litters, and he had his last litter, and I was hoping to actually get one of his babies, and I was hoping that it would look like Ser Pounce, and none of them came out that color, and I was a little crushed about that. But then his lovely former mom, or cat owner, whatever you call it, she asked if I wanted to adopt him, and so we went to Las Vegas and we adopted him. And when we first got him, he definitely like looked like Ser Pounce. I was like very shocked like when I saw him in person, because he looked so much like him. And now that he's been here for like 3 or 4 months, he looks so much like him, because his in ragdoll cats, their fur color is, they're like albinoism. Like if they're white, it's based on like body temperature. And so coming to a cooler environment because he used to live in Las Vegas, all of his fur that's growing in is orange, and so he looks a lot like Ser Pounce now, like so much like Ser Pounce. Like my phone can't tell that they're different cats, but that's not that weird with ragdolls. We have another ragdoll, and my phone also thinks Walter and Kirby are the same cat, so that definitely happens. But that's, I feel like Ser Pounce helped me find another king. Yes, another king, helping another king who needed a home. Let me see if he'll let me hold him for a second. You want to sit with me, buddy? Here, I'll put this behind. You want to say hi? You want to say hi? Say hi for a minute? You want to sit with me in the chair? Yeah. It's okay. It's okay, we sit in the chair. You love sitting in the chair. Yeah. And Walter's right there, too. Walter's underneath the desk. He's right at my feet. Yeah. It's okay. And I did think it was a very good sign. His name was actually already Mickey. I know that, like, everybody would probably think, like, oh, you Disney adult weirdo, naming your cats after Walt Disney and Mickey Mouse. But I swear to you, that was already his name. And so I felt like that was another very affirming sign that he would come here and he would be our Mickey and our Walter. Yeah. You happy, boy? Walter's like, right. What are you doing down there? I have a little pedestal under my desk, and Walter's discovered it, and he's sitting on top of it, and he looks very pleased. So they're both right here. I do think it was a really good sign, and I wasn't very ready to move on, but Walter was so unbelievably sad. Like, I think that was probably one of the worst parts about everything, was we were just grieving Ser Pounce so much, but so was Walter. And he is a very friendly cat. He's a very loving cat, but he is a cat that wants to be with other cats and have a cat to do cat stuff with. And he would just sit in the windows, like, literally all day and, like, wait to see other cats, because there's a couple that live in the neighborhood, and it was just heartbreaking to, like, watch, like, how excited he was to just see these other cats. And so that is what made me feel like I had to perhaps move on a little bit quicker than I would have, but it has worked out very, very well, and I think Mickey's really happy. The only problem is Mickey and Walter are both, like, extremely sensitive to dust, and we live in, like, the dustiest place ever, because we live so close to the ocean, and like, today it's an extremely high wind warning. Like, it's very, very windy, and so the entire air is just filled with, like, dust and particulates. So that's definitely something that we discussed a little bit, is, like, maybe figuring out another place to live in Orange County that would hopefully be, like less dusty for them. It's freaking so windy. Oh, well, that dang, then that's, like, all of Orange County. Okay. Yeah, because we have all the windows closed because the dust for them. So if you hear them, like, sneezing or coughing, like, they both have allergies, which is unfortunate, but so do I, living here, so it makes sense. Yeah, it's like unbelievably windy today. Tucker was, like, walking on the pier this morning, and I feel so bad. Like, he was literally in the middle of the pier, which, if you've ever been to the Huntington Beach Pier or a similar pier, it's quite a wide pier. It's not a narrow boy, like, probably at least 15 feet across, maybe even more. And he said he was in the middle of the pier, and his hat just blew clean off into the water, like, not even a chance to grab it. And I was like, that's usually just something that only happens to me. So, felt quite bad about that, because that's happened to me, but I don't think he expected it. But yeah, so it's been nice in Huntington Beach. I do like Huntington Beach. It's a tough place to live sometimes, though, and if you're not very, 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 very Republican. That is... It has nice moments. Yes, that's a good way to describe it. It has nice, nice moments. That is definitely the best way to describe it. And it wasn't totally like that, like, when we first moved here. Like, it was conservative, but it was, like, the conservative that I grew up with because I lived in the South. So it was, like, not an unfamiliar territory to me. It was like, oh, this is just a conservative place. The scales have tipped into, like, more, I don't want to say, like, extremism, but bizarrism is the better word, because it doesn't feel like extreme or threatening to me. It just feels really weird, like, and just like a weird place to live. Like, some perfect examples, because you're probably perplexed by this. Some perfect examples is, like, every single weekend without fail, and, like, God bless this man if he ever sees me talking about this. I'm not doing it in, like, a way of mockery. I'm truly just giving an example of, like, what it's like to live here. There is a guy who has, like, a prize wheel that, like, all children are, like, familiar with. That this is, like, you approach this, you're probably gonna win something, or at least have the opportunity to. And I think somewhere on it says, like, free candy, or, like, a dollar bill, or, like, something that, like, a child would want to win. But every single, I swear, I can say this because I've seen it, every single exchange or experience with this man ends up with him giving you a free Bible. Like, every time. Not candy. There actually might be candy, but I don't think there is. I think it's just Bibles. Which is, like, not a terrible thing. But it's like a bizarre thing. Like, it's just not something I would, like, totally expect to see, like, by the beach. So I feel like that, like, kind of describes the culture that I'm in. Oh, also, this is, like, another great example. People who exhibit themselves in this area doing these religious and political things, they don't like Catholics. So, like, I mean, like, that's the religion that I am. I'm not, like, a practicing Catholic, but I always do just think that's, like, a funny distinction. They're like, oh, Christians, but not you. And I'm like, so that's another bizarre fact about where I currently live. So yeah, it's weird. Like, that's the only way to describe it. I have a new cat. I'm gonna try not to cry again, because I can see my eyes de-reddening. But very sadly, Ser Pounce passed away at the beginning of this year, and I had the chance to adopt another retiring show cat, because that's how I originally adopted Ser Pounce back in 2014, a very long time ago, when he was retiring from doing cat shows and being bred. And this cat that I adopted he was a little bit younger than Ser Pounce at the time that I got him, so we actually got to celebrate his second birthday. He was like 18 months when I got him. He looks very, very, very similar to Ser Pounce because they are the same type of cat. And I was trying to find a cat that was the same type of cat as Ser Pounce, but I wasn't originally planning to adopt another adult cat. But I feel like it was a very good sign when I found this guy, because his name is Mickey. He's licking his butt right behind me. Like Ser Pounce, he likes to be very, very clean. He likes to be very, very clean. He cleans himself a lot. I don't know, where did Walter go? Oh, Walter's here too. He's inside. This pink house behind me has an inside little house, and Walter's inside. Oh, that's so funny. They are sitting with me. I probably need to get like some kind of camera that's on the ground. I mean, then everybody would be like, oh, feet cam. But I feel like these cats they're more like chilling. They like to be on the ground. They actually do like to be on the ground a lot. Like, Ser Pounce was always like to be perched up really high, and they have like these cups that they like to lay in on the ground, and they're both back there. Walter, I see your little tail. Yeah. He's going to sleep. But yes, so these are my 2 cats now, and I think it will be easy to remember their names because they're Mickey and Walter. And I'm trying to teach them to be little stream cats. Mickey definitely keeps looking at me because he's like, why is she talking so much? I don't think I've ever heard her talk this much before. Why is she talking so much? Right, Mickey? Yeah, I see you. Keep looking at me. Are you confused? It's okay. It's okay. Mickey, I will say, he came from a situation where there was multiple cats, and some of the cats didn't like him, is what I've been told, is that the other cats were not, like, super nice to him, even some of the girl cats, so he's a really big cat, but here he's coming closer, he's coming closer. There he is. Yeah, that's you, Mickey. He's a really big cat. Like, he's got to be close to like 16 or 17 pounds now. He big boy. But that's normal for ragdoll males. They're big boys. I do definitely call him Fat Boy Mickey. I probably should not call him that, but I do call him that like 100 times a day. Fat Boy Mickey. I don't think he minds. I think he's okay with it. He's not fat though. He's just he's big boned. He's truly big boned. Like, although we also called him Aemon Targaryen because he has a very large rib cage. And if you've ever seen House of the Dragon, there are quite a few scenes of Aemon Targaryen and his very large rib cage. So he's got a big body. He's got a big body. Sorry, Mickey. I'm sorry for body shaming you. You like it. But yeah. So he was living with a bunch of cats, and I guess they just didn't like him very much, which makes me so sad. I feel so bad for him. Like, there's nothing you can do, though, if you have a multi-cat household and all of the cats are ganging up on one cat. It's kind of like a very difficult situation to overcome because cats are very territorial, although they're very social. So if they've like all decided like this is the cat that we are gonna bully, basically, like it can be a really difficult situation to overcome because that's just how cats are. They're like semi-domesticated. They're not like dogs. Like, you can't really train them as much. So Mickey was looking for a new home for those reasons. And for those reasons, he is a little bit jumpy. So there is probably going to be a moment where I make a noise that's not startling to me or to you, but it will be very startling to Mickey. So don't worry, he will be okay. He's just a little bit of a nervous boy sometimes, but he's doing a lot better. He's doing a lot better lately. When he first moved here, though, the sound of traffic, I think, was just horrifying. Absolutely horrifying. To know that there was cars outside that would be making noise like that, and garbage trucks and things like that. Saffron's 15 pounds? She doesn't look that big. Oh, she's a big girl, too. Hey, I haven't streamed in a very long time. I'm doing okay. I haven't streamed this year because at the beginning of the year, my Ser Pounce, my beloved Ser Pounce, my stream cat, he passed away. And it was very difficult to think about coming back to do this stream without him. But as I remind myself and am reminded, I have my two guys now, my Mickey and my Walter. And they can be stream cats too. Thank you. Oh, good to see you, dude. Thank you. Yes, it was not great. Not a great experience to go through. But one of the things that happens when you have a little pet that you love, everybody who loves a little pet will sadly go through this experience. So it's been a tough year to stream. I've tried. I know. He was very loved. We miss him. We talk about him all the time. I finally got to the point where I can start organizing all of our photos in quick. Oh man, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm really sorry. It's losing a pet. I honestly has just opened me up to the fear of losing my family now. So I'm so sorry. I completely understand how everything just goes not as planned when that happens. I'm so sorry, dude. I hope you're hanging in there. Yeah, he was just such a special cat. I feel like it's so corny to say, but he was really my best friend. So that's what's made this particularly hard. It's because I don't have a lot of super close friends because I've moved a lot, and so he was just always my constant just little bestie, and so it's just been hard. And his birthday's right before Christmas, so everybody's getting so excited for Christmas, and in my mind I am just thinking of that freaking Miliana Trump leaked video where she's saying how much she hates decorating for Christmas, and I'm you know what? I really understand that this year. I don't want to decorate for Christmas either. It just doesn't feel important, and I'm sad. So I do understand that sometimes Christmas just is not everyone's oh, bring out your tree, bring out your lights, and I'm just oh, I just don't fucking want to do that this year. Oh my god. But anyways, so that's kind of where I am at, and that's why I have no holiday decorations up, and I will try and bring out my holiday decorations, but the idea of putting ornaments on the tree, it was hard enough for Halloween, but Christmas is just killer because his birthday is on December 19th, so it's just such a bummer. It's tough when you have a little pet that's more than a little pet, your little confidant, your little best friend. It's just so tough when they die, and it happens. Oh, and it happens to everybody. And then we have I just said to my therapist recently, I was this just made me realize that when people pass, That's there's such a finality to it that, like, I did not appreciate until I got to this moment. I was like, now I'm so anxious about that, and like, oh, it's a difficult time. But anyways, I'm trying to work through it and do my best to keep on keeping on. And I wanted to share Mickey with you guys, because finding him and him needing a new home, I do feel like Ser Pounce helped us to find him. And I do feel like at first Walter was like, what is this cat that looks like Ser Pounce but is not Ser Pounce? Because he was kind of angry the first couple of days. He was like a little angry fluff. But very, very quickly they warmed up to each other, and now they're like honestly best friends, which I guess is like the very heartwarming part of this is we've lost Ser Pounce, but now Walter has a best friend that is much closer to him in age, so hopefully they have a very, very, very long life together. That is like my hopes and prayers, like that they, because Mickey's like, I'm really bad at math. Mickey's like 6 months older than Walter. Maybe like 8 months older than Walter. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's really tough when I had Ser Pounce for like almost 10 years. Not his whole life. He lived with some other people before that, because he was a breeder cat too before I adopted him. And oh, I wish I got a million years with him. But I'll do my best, and I will try and decorate for Christmas, because I know, like, well, honestly, I live in a neighborhood where if I don't put my Christmas lights up this year, people will be like, what the fuck? Like, so, that's part of it. Because for, like, the past 4 years, like, I have added, like, a little bit more and more to our, like, outside display. So I think if I only decorate for Halloween and don't decorate for Christmas, I think people will be like, what the fuck happened to them? But oh, you skipped. It's just, there's just so much going on. It's just sometimes the, like, this is Christmas, the representation of Christmas. The idea of just, like, obviously, religious celebrations related for Christmas for all religions, different from the commercialized element of Christmas. Definitely, like, hold your holidays and your religious celebrations in reverence. When I speak on not wanting to celebrate Christmas, or, like, not wanting to go all out for it, it's coming from just for the commercial element of it, of Christmas. Oh, okay, I respect that. See, I don't have, like, as much of an excuse, because I'm like, I'm probably gonna be here. It's become, I mean, on the topic of so many things, I feel like so many things that I used to enjoy doing, Christmas, Disneyland, well, I still do enjoy Disneyland, but I do feel like so many things that I have really enjoyed doing are so commercialized to death now that even me as a person who enjoys shopping, like, has at least, like, 2 days out of the month where I go to an interesting shopping location and look at shops. I think, like, a lot of people are probably like, that sounds insane. But to me, that's something I'm interested in. I will do that on the weekends. Go to different little shopping places and go in. But I will say, this year especially, I have just felt drained by these things that once used to give me life. Because it's too early to get Halloween decorations in August. Then by the time Halloween comes around, nobody wants to even do Halloween stuff. Like, that totally happen this year. I don't know if you guys experienced that at all, but we drove to like a very popular neighborhood that goes all out for Halloween. Old Town Orange. If you've never gone, it's insane. Like, if you can find parking, I highly recommend it because it will renew your faith in the holiday of Halloween. But on the way to this Halloween destination, we drove through so many like neighborhoods that traditionally I feel like in the past like would have had a carved pumpkin, would have had an inflatable, like just had absolutely nothing, and like didn't even see like kids like walking around in any of these neighborhoods. I think we saw like one family and they looked confused because there was nobody receiving. I admit I didn't put out candy this year, but that's only because I have for the past 4 years and literally nobody has come, and then I just have a ton of Halloween candy. So I guess in some sense I'm part of the problem, but I decorated at least like kind of a lot, so I made my spirited contribution in that way. But I do feel like by getting like the Halloween celebration started in August at some of these amusement parks and in stores, like by the time Halloween happened, people were like, oh, I'm fucking over Halloween. And then I think that happens just as badly with Christmas, because now it's like November 1st, like I had multiple brands that were like, can you make Christmas content already? And I'm like, no, I don't want to decorate for fucking Christmas. Like, I don't want to do it. So I've probably missed out on a bit this year because I'm just not feeling the vibes. I loved Halloween though. I watched like every scary movie imaginable and felt quite spooky about it. But I don't know. Halloween, tough. Without Ser Pounce. Christmas, tougher. Definitely tougher because of his birthday being so near. But it's okay. I'll make myself do it this week. I'm only talking about it because usually by this time in November, like, I have my tree up. And so this is atypical for me that I have not a shred of the holidays in my room. But we're here. Oh, and also, oh my god, that brings me to another topic. It's like the beginning of the holiday celebrations at Disneyland, and I still have my Disney pass. I renewed it right before they increased the prices again. But I will tell you, they're gonna really have to pull out some special magic, which they won't. Some special magic this coming year of being a pass holder, because the price of these annual passes went up like mine went up I think 12%, but some of them went up like 20%. It's like actually it's like gotta be the worst inflation of any product that's not even a real product. It's a digital product. Well, I mean, it has some physical representation, I guess, but it has to be like the worst inflation of a product that there literally is of anything. Anything. Like, I can't think of anything else that is inflating at such a rate as Disney Magic Key prices. And also the ears, which I totally stopped collecting because I could not bring myself to spend literally for some of the ears now. They're like $60 a pair. What? No! When I first started collecting them, they were like $24. And that, even at that point, it was like, okay, this is a collection. I'm spending a little bit on my collection. But now it's like, I don't need like to buy some $38 pair of ears that I will wear like one time and post on Instagram. Oh wait, let me read. But like a month or two after, a neighborhood cat started coming to my mom's house, and just started hanging out with us, and even steps into the house a bit sometimes and then walks back home. And she sits and sleeps, oh, on all the places our previous cat did. Oh, I love that. I feel like Ser Pounce helped me to find Mickey, because otherwise, like, what were the oh my gosh, the lighting in this room is, like, really not that good this time of day. Otherwise, what were the chances of finding a cat that looked just like him and lived in Las Vegas, which is where we went to go get him. Oh, they're both still sitting there. I know, I need to figure out a camera to put on the ground so you can see them, because Walter's right here too. Hey, Walter. Oh, Walter, baby. Oh, sorry, Walter. Sorry, Walter. 1K ears? Honestly, I have been kind of out of the loop on, like, merch releases and literally everything. I don't want to say, like, oh, you having some sneezes? Or you're grooming yourself? Oh, Walter's coming out. I don't want to say I'm over Disney, but it's definitely... Oh, yes, I do know the ones you're talking about. Those ugly, drippy ones. Oh, my God. And so many people were like, I got the drippy ears. And I was like, okay. The motif on these is really, really strange. You weirdos. I think I know exactly the ones that you're talking about. They were like $1,000. It just... I do enjoy Disney still, and when I go to the parks, I do mostly have a pretty good time. But it has definitely become a really different scene for, like, making Disney content, and probably some other Disney content creators will disagree with me, but it's basically, like, just a hobby for, like, pretty like really rich people, or, like, independently wealthy people. There's definitely a very small percentage of Disney creators that are probably making a decent full-time living from it. Like, such a small percentage. It's like, it will even much smaller than Twitch partners making a decent full-time living from it. Like, much smaller than that. And otherwise, it has grown into an area of content where it's, like, mostly people who, like, have the means to, like, go to Disney and go to the Disney hosted events and not be paid, and have the money to support, like, their own hotel or their own airfare or the things that are, like, not included to go to these things, which is totally fine. If you got the money, spend the money. But it wasn't always how these areas of content were. Like, I have done ads in this area of content that were, like, much better paying, like, 4 or 5 years ago, which is usually not how businesses scale. Usually, if prices are inflating in the economy, like, things pay better. But I will say, in this economy, in the, like, I guess, like, Disney theme park niche economy, it's kind of going in the opposite direction, where there's so many people who want to say that they... There's a man outside. What is he doing? Oh, he's doing something with an electrical panel. I live in a trailer park, so that is why there's a man outside. It's not anything suspicious, but I did want to see what he was doing. I love making the Disney content. I love sharing it on Instagram. And I'm, like, still have my pass, and, like, I'm still going to events, and I'll still be going to the parks. But I am struggling with, like, feeling like it's something that should be deeply invested in, not just financially, like emotionally at this point, because it's just changed a lot. Like, most of the people who make Disney content now, like, unless they have reached a certain, something I've observed is, unless they have reached a certain level of success themselves, they're, like, honestly kind of fucking hateful to, like, anybody who has more followers than them. Which is such a, like, just a, oh, there's multiple guys outside. Something's happening. Something's happening with the electrical panel. Not my trailer, though, so. But, anyways, that's like, one thing that I've, like, just kind of noticed is that the competitiveness in that niche, but it's not, it's the worst part about it is it's not like an outright competitiveness, which I would just appreciate so much more. If you want to view everyone as competition, then that's, like, totally fine. Just be, like, outright about it. Like, we're here, we're working together, but, like, yeah, we are competing. Whereas in this community, it's like, we're besties, you're my bestie, I'm your bestie. But it's like, no, bitch, we're not besties. You're literally mean to me. Like, you're just pretending because we happen to be at the same event right now, and then you're gonna go back to being, like, incredibly mean to me, like, as soon as this ends. So, some people thrive in environments like that. I don't like stuff like that. I've had enough situations in Los Angeles where I thought somebody was, like, my very good friend, and then it turned out that they, like, didn't actually like me. And that seems to be something that occurs within some of these Disney clique communities, is people seem like they're enjoying your presence. And then you come to find out they're really not. So, that's, like, another thing that's kind of, like, put me off from it, too, is that there is some really weird social dynamics tied to, like, going to an amusement park. A very expensive amusement park. You what up, jokester? And, yeah, and, like, Disney, you know, they be making a lot of, oh, shit. They be making a lot of money, so they know what they're doing. Why does I can see my stream occasionally flashing, and I think that it is probably I need to update my graphics card driver. So that's something I'm thinking about. Probably need to look at that, because I just saw it in the live playback. I saw it in the preview, and I was like, is that really happening? It's not dropping frames, so I think that it is probably my graphics card driver. Honestly, my computer is pretty old, so actually a miracle that it still streams and does the things that it does. Thank you, computer, for being here for us. It's doing its best. That is extremely true. Honestly, that is the vibe of my life this year. I am doing my best. Oh, I know! I built this PC. Like, I mean, I don't even want to say it's, like, really close to being 10 years old. Which, it's just, I'm at that point where I'm like, oh, I don't play a ton of games now, so maybe I would just get the new little Mac thingy. It's like a mini iMac. Like, you don't need the big iMac anymore. It's just like a tiny square. Because I use Apple devices, and like all of my photos are on iCloud. Actually, that's something I've been deeply working on this week, is getting like my entire digital life onto iCloud. So it will be organized in an insane timeline of living. And it is the fucking undertaking of a lifetime to do this. So my best advice for you would be to immediately pay for the most iCloud storage so that you'll never be in this situation, because this is only a result of me not immediately paying for the most iCloud storage, because I was cheap. And now I had all these devices that never backed up to iCloud, and I literally had to like upload all of the content individually to iCloud. It's been an insane process. Quite the insane process. Yeah, you know. Yo! We got a resub? Wait, where did... Yo! Jay Plumbers, what up? How you doing? It's great to see you. Thank you oh my god, thank you so much for resubbing. 65 months! Okay, that's like as old as my computer might be older than that. We were just talking about the age of the computer that I'm streaming on and how it's doing its best. It's truly doing its best. Well, if you don't use any Apple devices, then it would not make sense for you to use iCloud. Like, that would not be... It would probably not be my first choice for storage either. But I've had Apple phones and an iMac. Although my iMac is so freaking old, like I can't update the operating... Or I could update the operating system and it'd probably explode. So it won't connect to iCloud. So I've had to like... Oh my god. Transfer all the photos off of it. It's been just such a pain in the ass. Yeah, I think a benefit to iPhone versus Android is just if your family has iPhones and you are all using Apple services together. Like, I think that's like probably one of the strongest benefits, is that all my family has iPhones now, and that we have them all in our group chat. Like, and there was a long time where my mom like resisted and didn't have one. And so yeah, that's mostly why I feel like we have iPhones. I know that Android has... Well, now at this point, after the iCloud project, I feel like I am going to be on iPhone forever, because this has just been such an... But you know, I do like how it's organized in iCloud, so I won't hate on them for that. Like, it's very satisfying to see. And I do think with the way that Apple develops their technology, probably in like a couple updates, there'll be a nice thing where you could be like, make me a video of the 10 years that I had Ser Pounce, and it will go through 10 years of photos and make me a nice video to watch. That will make me cry, but cause me less emotional labor because I won't have to make it myself. I'm sure that Android will have something like that too, or does have something like that. Damn, I don't... Now it's too late. I've got like 90,000 photos on iCloud. Fuck. You know, honestly, Apple might also have something like that, and I just don't know what it's called. So I could just not know about this existing feature. Well, now I wonder, is there something in the iCloud that... Wait, I don't want to leave this tab. the memories feature. What's the memories feature? That's like, well... Oh, well, you can create them. I was like, well, that's not super customized, but... Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, see? They do have that. I just have an old iPhone. I just have an old iPhone. So I do not know about that. It's kind of creepy. Crafts a storyline. Kind of creepy. Uh-oh. Is this person going to say something weird in the chat? I'll admit, it did take them forever to do that. I'm not saying Google doesn't have better features than Apple. I just simply have most of my photos on iCloud. And feel lazy about changing that now, since it's been such an undertaking to get them all there. And I'm not even done. I didn't know from your username if you were gonna be some trouble, but I guess not. I guess you're just have an explicit username, but hopefully will not be any trouble. I do think it's a nice thing about iPhones is that you seemingly can use them for a very long time. Like, mine, I don't want to curse it, but knock on wood, doesn't really. Everyone thinks Mickey's so big, and Mickey is really, really big. Your friend changed it, and you can't change it for... I am not... I'm not a big... I don't want to say, like, oh, I'm a Friends hater, but I'm not a huge fan of Friends because, I cannot stand shows with laugh tracks. I know that's, like, such a small thing, and a lot of people probably are able to tune it out and not think about it. But there are so many shows that I know they're good and feel good and have huge audiences, but they have, like, laugh tracks, and those kill me. Those totally kill me. I don't know why. It's just it just doesn't feel like a normal thing, and are there, like, any Netflix era streaming shows that, like, have laugh tracks? Probably. But not, like, probably in, like, an ironic way, not like a this is what everybody does way. It's, like, more we have a laugh track to be unique and interesting way. I mean, I've seen enough episodes of Friends, though, that I could talk to you about Friends for sure. Like, oh, okay. Well, then maybe I would not know that much about Friends. I could talk about Friends, though. Actually, that's on the topic of New York shows. I'm, like, watching Gossip Girl for the first time, although I already know how it ends because which I won't spoil it, but, like, if you were alive at the time, that Gossip Girl was on television, there's absolutely no way that you don't know how Gossip Girl ends. Like, it was broadcast fucking everywhere, and people were, I think, like, let down by it, people who would watch the show the entire time. And now that I'm, like, kind of watching it in the background, I can understand, like, why they were let down by the ending of Gossip Girl. Mostly I'm let down by Gossip Girl because it got to the part where a bunch of them are going to NYU, which is just disturbing to me. How does NYU end up in every freaking television show? Like, there's other schools in New York. Like, some of them could go to fucking Columbia or, like, anywhere else. I don't know Friends well enough to know, like, specific storylines in Friends. Other than, like, the really big ones. Like, they wore turkeys on their head at Thanksgiving. And mostly I only know that because I have a friend's Thanksgiving cookbook. Because I, like, love fandom cookbooks. So I kept the cookbook. But if somebody in my life was like, hey, I love Friends, I'd be like, oh, I've got a cookbook for you. I've got a cookbook for you. For sure. But yeah. I don't know, TV's different now. Like, these TV shows that came out in, like, the 90s and, like, mid-2000s, they have, like, 20 to, like, 28 episodes in a single season. What happened? Why aren't we making television like that anymore? What's wrong with us? We should go back to making shows like that. Now it's like, oh, you like Game of Thrones? We're gonna give you 8 episodes of House of Dragon, like, every 2 years. Have fun in the fandom. Same for Bridgerton now. Same for, like, The Last of Us. Like, all these shows, like, taking, like, 2-year gaps to, like, make these shows, and people are like, oh, it's nicer to the actors, and I'm like, but how were they able to make 28 season episodes, like, in the mid-2000s? I don't think, like, Leighton Meester and, like, all these, like, people from Gossip Girl, I don't think they were suffering. I don't think they were, like, literally suffering. They were fucking famous, like, really famous, and, like, in tabloids, and very relevant, because their show was on for quite literally, like, half of every year. Yeah, 2-year gap to make 8 episodes is absolutely insane. Bridgerton is, like, the worst offender, because yes, I totally understand, like, it has a very specific art style, but it's not even a fantasy show. So, like, they're not animating hordes of fantastical zombies or giant freaking battling dragons. Like, it is literally a romantic, historical drama that is, like, why are they taking 2 years to make, like, an 8 episode season? Or maybe they had 9 episodes in this last season. I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty let down after the 2-year wait period for that one. I like Bridgerton a lot. Right now I make, like, a lot of ads, and I feel personally conflicted about that, because I feel like we have just reached an age where unless you make a ton of ads, you basically can't make content. It's a lot of ads. And, like, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but you're probably not in women's content spaces as much as I am. But so many women in women's content spaces, and this is through no fault of their own, this is just through the need to, like, make money and be compensated, their entire platforms have turned into, like, selling, like respectfully, crap. Like, okay, now I'm banning you from my chat. That's, like, actually, I won't ban you immediately because I'll be nice, but that is an extremely demeaning thing to say. Behind me, there is a wall, and on that wall, there's a degree from New York University. So you're going to tell me that I'm too cute to have that college degree? Dingus statement. Anyways. Yes. In the women's content space, which I am in, you were skirting the line. You were skirting the line. and my moderators will happily ban you. That's all I will say. I don't want to be flirted with on some random dude in my Twitch chat. I'm having a discussion about advertising in women's content spaces that nobody cares about. But it's important to say that there is like an expectation that if you make content in women's spaces that you have to like always be hard selling now, not just like suggesting this is a product I use, maybe you should use this product in your routine. You have to like literally be like hard selling all the time. Like, this is a product that I use. The link is in my bio. Comment this phrase and I'll DM you the link so you can buy it from the link. And that is the only way to support yourself in those spaces, because the compensation for brand opportunities has deeply changed. I'm sure there's some people who are still rocking it and getting good brand deals, but like the percentage of people that's happening for has wildly changed, because I know creators that have millions of followers and have what I would consider like reasonably good engagement, and they're getting this same exact gifted offer that I'm getting. And that's like not demeaning their platform or demeaning my platform. It's simply to say these companies aren't paying anybody, whether you have 40,000 followers, whether you have 1 million followers. They're sending out gifted stuff and hoping that you will post it, or worse, they're sending out gifted stuff with actual expectations and like agreements and collaborations for posting. Yeah, it's just not the same as what it used to be. And it initially, because I've been making content for a very long time, and I think a lot of you would be like, oh, well, you did Twitch content and then you stopped that for a while because you were doing this other content. This content in women's spaces was at a time like a real job, not just like, because I'll admit I've never been the most successful streamer in the entire world. Like, there are people on this website who are very, very good at it and phenomenally wealthy, but that's never happened for me. But in women's content, there was a period of time where I was like very self-sustaining and like making enough money from women's content making. But those days have certainly come and gone, and it's become a lot more of like constantly selling. Like, hey, what up, Tracy? How's it going? Which it's exhausting. Even if I enjoy making ads, which I feel like I have a high tolerance and enjoyment for making ads, it's exhausting to like have to constantly like hard sell to your audience. Like, not even just like suggest a product that you're affiliated with, but like actually be like, you need to buy this from this link, because if you don't buy this from this link, I'm literally not compensated. That's what women's content making has moved into. And I think a huge part of that is because like everybody wants to be a content maker, which I make that face because I feel like I could look them in the face and scream in their face and be like, I make less than minimum wage, and they'd be like, yeah, but I still want to do that. And I'd be like, what the fuck? So that is another big struggle in the women's content space, is like people like, when I tell them, I'm like, it is not what it used to be, and things are not great, and many people are leaving this to find traditional work. People are like, I don't know if I believe you. And I'm like, what? Why would I lie about that? Like, actually, speaking of that topic, Matt, I'll send you another one right before the stream. Another multi-international brands not paying people in this niche, and it is just totally wild. Like, these used to be things that I sent it on Discord. These used to be things that people would be paid for to promote and make an ad for, and now they all do it for free. And so now my question is, How do any of these people live in Orange County or Los Angeles and support themselves? I don't know. I don't know. Now I'm looking at my email. Now, so when people say nice things about Mr. Fatboy Mickey. Mr. Fatboy Mickey. But I can't believe they're both... Wait, did Walt... Oh, they're both still... Let me see if I can figure out how to make... Yes, it's crazy! It's crazy! Like, those are international brands. Those aren't even, like, a cool emerging national company in the United States. Like, those are, like, international brands. And they're not paying anymore. Let me see if I can... Will the camera reach? Oh, look, yeah. Look at them! Look at these two frat boys. Oh, my God. Ah. Oh, I love them. They're so happy. Yeah, so that I know I'll have to set up. I have another camera, but I don't have it set up right now for the stream, but I will do it for next time. Actually, I have 2 more cameras. I'll figure out one that I can put on the ground. So that's definitely my frustration lately in the women's content spaces, is that, like, I'll name them. Like, Lululemon, only because, I mean, like, let's be real, Lululemon's, like, not gonna work with me. I don't think I fit their vibe. They just did a huge Disney collab, and they didn't even pay any of the models. Like, it's all hosted. Aren't their yoga pants like $200? What? It just doesn't make sense. But it feels like now we've reached a point where so many... I'm trying to move out of the sun. Okay, there you go. Now we've reached a... Oh, okay. 98 to 128. That makes sense. Oh, but if you get, like, a full set, you're probably, like... You remember, maybe in the $200 range, depending on what kind of top you get or what kind of jacket you get. That kind of kills me, because, like, that's not even just, like... That's, like, that's gotta be, like, an international brand in popularity. And, yeah, I don't know. It's just tough. Like, there's no way to go back from this. Like, way too many people have done work for free at this point that I just don't see. And I've been guilty of it too. Like, I have been participated in and have been guilty of it too. So, yeah, it just doesn't feel like there's any way to, like, tip the shit back, because why would these brands pay? Why? I mean, it wouldn't make sense for their business model. Yes, I am. And I'm here streaming. Even if I get... Yeah, it's not money, it's goods. And I will say, a lot of people are like, oh, well, you can resell the stuff that you get. And to them, I reply, have you ever actually tried to resell, like, mid-tier clothing and accessory items? There's not as much demand for that as people think there are. Like, pretty much you're left with the options of going to, like, those Crossroads type stores where they'll give you 30% of whatever they're gonna sell it for, which is not a lot. Like, they're kind of like bargain stores. Or they'll give you, like, 50% store credit. And that is probably your best bet. Yeah, unless it's, like, some super rare thing, which then they wouldn't be giving it to you. I know that some of the girl creators, like, resell everything on those sites like Poshmark. They must be grinding on that, like, all the time to make that profitable. And is it even profitable when you factor in, like, the money and time spent on, like, shipping and supplies and stuff like that? I honestly don't know. You'd have to I'd have to like look at their numbers and their time spent. But yeah, so that's a difficult element of that content space too. Is that there's really like not a lot of paid opportunity, and even if all the girls are like in solidarity, we will not accept this poor paying or no paying opportunity, someone will. So it's like just totally a losing battle, like, because there are people who are not interested in being fairly compensated. They're interested in being popular. So that's like, you're always fighting against that too. Which to that I say, like, having your content like featured by large accounts does absolutely nothing now. I don't know how it is on Twitch, but I imagine it's probably like pretty similar. That, do people even like still raid each other like at the end of streams? It doesn't really seem like people like, yeah, if you're not doing it for the free or for gifted product, there is definitely going to be somebody else who will, especially if you're in a popular niche like makeup or Disney or like books and like literature, which is like a big women's dominated content niche, or fashion. Oh my god, the amount of emails I get offering me like really subpar clothes from Amazon or just these random fast fashion sites are like absolutely insane. If I like accepted all of these emails, which I do not even respond to them anymore, I could fill an entire room of bodysuits, of cheaply made polyester bodysuits. Like, literally could stack them to the ceiling. So somebody's doing it. Like, I have done the cheap polyester bodysuit ads when they're paying. Like, I'm not filming an ad for me wearing a bodysuit for a free bodysuit. I don't need a free bodysuit. That, you think that this is a weird example, but I swear to you, it's like 50% offers for bodysuits and like tight fitting athleisure, like made completely out of polyester and plastic. And yeah, and then my new favorite thing is this week. Okay. my new favorite thing this week is, even though I very clearly make content, literally a lot of it is Disney content or theme park related content, I keep getting emails from women's companies trying to get me to advertise like adult women's toys. I'm just, did you even look? Did you even look at my page? Like, I don't know how I ended up on these lists. Apparently, though, I posted about it, and I guess it happens to a lot of the other Disney girls, too. So I was like, okay, that makes me feel slightly better, because I was like, how did I end up on these lists to be contacted to advertise this? But apparently, they're just working from a list of, is woman, makes content, has woman followers. It's probably the three dynamics that they're looking at, and not checking like if you actually, yeah, it's like, and I always try and reply to those because I want to be removed from the mailing list. So I will always reply to that. I'll always be like, I feel like you probably didn't look very closely, but I feel like you probably didn't look very closely, but I don't think I'd be a very good fit for your target audience, seeing as I make content for an amusement park for children. Although I would say more and more Disney. Wait. Oh, that's the music. I thought one of the cats was making a weird noise. Although I would say more and more Disney is less and less for children, because of the cost factor and other, yeah, mostly just because of how much it costs. People can't afford Even though I will say, like, that Disney has definitely become less and less family focused, I don't think we're reaching that place in this lifetime where people will be advertising adult toys on their Disney platforms. I hope that I mean, unless you were, like, very, very clear that, like, you were like, I do not make Disney content for children. I make Disney content for other adults. But even then, I think you would be widely criticized for mixing children's content with that shit, you freak. But anyways, so obviously I said no to those opportunities. Do I play a sport or dance? No, I'm like a 31-year-old woman, so I'm not on any team sports. No. Never say never. I mean, they used to have, a lingerie shop on Main Street back in the day. I would have loved to live in an era where you could go into Disney and buy your fine hosieries and your corsets. No, I mean, it was like the 50s, so it was probably more just... I actually don't really know what they would have been selling. If anybody has any historical photos or knowledge of what was sold in the Main Street USA lingerie department, I would actually, like, love to know. Being very curious in the history of that. But yeah, so that, I guess right now I'm trying to figure out for the next year what my content plan will be, because I do enjoy going to Disney. If I lived closer, I would stream there, but I live pretty far still for how much it is to Uber there, and also, like, for how inconsistent it is streaming there. And also, a lot of the people who stream there, I've noticed, like, I think they're just really wealthy, and they just go to Disney all the time, and they pay for, like, all the extra events and stuff, and I don't think they even make any money from their streams. They just, like, very much enjoy streaming and spending their money there. And honestly, I do love streaming there. I just don't have I don't, like, want to generalize, but it's, like, a lot of, like, older men. So my guess, I mean, this is generalization, and if I'm offending you, I apologize. But my guess is, yes, please send me info about it. But my guess is most of these Disney live streamers that are, like, older men, I think that they have either been very successful in their careers, so they have a lot of money, or they're retired after a successful career, so they have a lot of money. Because, like, there's some, like, Disney live streamers that we have seen that, like, go to the special events, like, multiple times a season. Those cost, like, $200, like, every single time you go. That's crazy. That's, like, truly some baller content for, I mean, just doing it because you enjoy it, and I think that's amazing. But I also, like, don't have enough money to do that. But also, I don't really know, like, what people stream on Twitch anymore. I'll be honest, like, I watch, like, replays of streams on YouTube when Tucker's watching them, and most often he'll watch, like, probably Asmongold. So I feel like my relationship to Twitch content is, like, through that lens right now. And when I go on to Twitch and I look at the followed channels that, because I only stayed following, like, a small amount of people because I wanted to be able to see who was on and live when I was using Twitch, because I was following a lot of people at some point and it was hard to, like, narrow it down. When I, like, look at the people who I know that are still streaming, it's like World of Warcraft is live, and, like, Bob Ross is live, and Twitch is live. Of the other people, they're not I don't know. I mean, I guess this isn't like probably a very popular time to stream, but I did think this would be a pretty popular night to stream because of what the Netflix fight that's happening. So I guess it's interesting to see that do people just like never not stream on Twitch anymore? Like some of like the biggest names on Twitch, like all those people who you go and follow and see at like the streamer awards, like are they like not streaming right now? Why don't I see them live? Maybe I'm not following them. I know, I do think mostly, I guess my commentary is of the recommended channels that I'm seeing, like, it is literally all men. And in the past, I feel like it was a different vibe. Like, there was some girlies. Like, do girls not I guess that's my question. It's like, do girls not stream anymore? Might be true. Girls stream. Not the girls that I follow, apparently! Show me different recommendations. Show me different recommendations, Twitch. They stream in a different directory? Oh, because they don't get recommended anymore if you do adult stuff? Is that why I don't see it show up on the side anymore? I mean, that could honestly, if that's a real change, then that like could be why. Like, literally, of the followed channels that I watch, 5 channels are live, and 3 of them are Twitch, Bob Ross, and Warcraft, which are not individual people. Well, Bob Ross is an individual, but it's his estate. Maybe I just don't use Twitch on my computer enough. I use it on the Apple TV more, so it doesn't know how to recommend things to me on my computer. Like, it's recommending that I would watch Mizkif, and I would never. Oh, I do watch Twitch, but not on my computer. Not on my account. So, it doesn't know how to recommend things for me. Because I watch it on my Apple TV. And I don't even know if I'm logged in. Because I never chat. Are you allowed to restream the fight? Probably not legally. Unless he might have gotten permission from Netflix. Don't get caught. I mean, how do people who have such large streams not get caught restreaming? Well, that's what Tucker was like, oh, you should react to the fight. And I'm like, yeah, I do have a TV, like, above my head. Like, and right now it has the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City on. Because I was like, oh, if no one talks to me, then I can sit here and watch the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City silently. Just sit here and watch it. That was my plan. I totally forgot about it. And now I'm looking up and I'm looking at it. Because the thing is, since not streaming, like, I do have a pretty good setup. Like, I have a good setup for I could watch something and react to it without restreaming it. I mean, I could restream it, but I wouldn't want to get in trouble. I'm not cool like this Kif. I don't have some entertainment lawyer who would get me off if I restreamed some Netflix fight. So when people are restreaming stuff for reactions, they're basically just hoping they don't get in trouble? Some balls. You just get a 2-day ban? They have more balls than I. I mean, I have no balls, so they quite literally have more balls than I. Yeah, see, I have 0 ins. I've got no foot in the door. I've got no secret man on the inside anymore. I used to have a secret man on the inside. I got no secret man on the inside. He's moved on to bigger and better things in his life. So I got no secret man on the inside. So I'm really, I feel at the mercy of Twitch. Oh, I want a pizza. Actually, I might have a frozen pizza in my oven. Or not in my oven, in my freezer. That could go into my oven. I will probably watch this fight tonight because I think there's the possibility that Mike Tyson could absolutely beat the shit out of whichever Paul brother is fighting. I'm not sure which one it is. It's the serious one, not the WWE one. In my mind, there's the serious one and the WWE one. And I know it's the serious one fighting. Not the WWE one, right? I don't think it's the WWE one. If it's the WWE one, then he's quite literally going to die. Ooh, Costco Wow, Toasty! That's amazing! Dude! That is some shit! That is really good stuff and hard stuff. Like, I know it. I have recently come off of a medication that was causing me to like gain a bunch of weight, and I like lost like 8 pounds, and I first off could not believe, I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I've just been taking this medication and I have been eating all these snacks and it's been making me have all this extra weight. I need to get off of this shit, and I did. And even 8 pounds, like, that's a difficult task. So 45 is like, whoa, holy shit. I completely commend you. You did it! Talk text name is? Oh, what the name of the captioner is? It's called... Let me see if this takes you to the main website. Yes. This is it. That's the website to do the captions. It's an extension. You have to enable the extension on Twitch and then use the browser at the same time. And I will say, it's gotten a lot better. Like, there is definitely still mistakes in it because I'm watching it right now that I have it open. But since I started using this captioner, it has gotten way, way better. So I would say it's probably one of the more accurate ones that I've seen. I like it. I love watching everything with captions. So once I found out how to do it, I was like, oh, we're captioning up. And I think it works pretty well. You just got to remember to open the browser and turn it on for every stream. Otherwise, if you don't have the browser open, it will not encode the captions. So that's one more thing to remember, but it's once you do it a couple times, very easy. Easy to remember. Oh, that was a big stretch, Mickey. Are you making a little cat loaf? Oh, I feel bad. I feel like, do you want me to go get your Ser Pounce's little tower? He loves to sit in Ser Pounce's old little stream tower, but it's in the living room because he sleeps in there like all the time. I might go get it and see if he wants to sit there right now because he's just sitting on the ground, and Walter's inside the house, and Mickey's just sitting on the ground, and he looks a little sad. Yeah, you should use it. It works pretty well. I'm definitely a fan. Of why I try and make all of my content accessible, and I need to get better about writing descriptive text for my Instagram captions. That's a goal for this year, is to always write descriptive text for my Instagram captions, because people who are blind use readers that describe what they're seeing on Instagram. And if you have a descriptive text, it will explain what's happening in the post, as well as the original caption. So that's my goal. So if you see me writing those, that's why I'm writing them. Thank you. I've taken a bit of a break because my beloved stream cat passed away in January, and honestly, it was impossible to think of streaming without him, and it's still hard. I miss him. I know he would want me to stream though because he loved streaming and he loved hearing me sit here and talk. So that I will do it for him. I will do it for Ser Pounce. I'm gonna go get the tower for Mickey and see if he wants to go in it though. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Don't worry. Oh, what's this? Oh, it's your tower that you love. Let's see. Move Walter a little bit. I see you, Walter. I see your foot. I see you, Walter. Let's see. Mickey, want to go in the tower? Mickey, want to go in the tower? I'm not going to crush you. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, you want to go in your little tower? I see you looking at it. Yeah, you want to go in the tower? Oh, big fat boy. Oh, big fat boy. Big fat boy. Big fat boy. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. You love your tower. I think it's a command is it exclamation point following to see how long you followed? It might be following. I can't remember. I'd have to check in my commands. Oh, I've been away for a year too, Ray. Ser Pounce passed away and it was really hard. And so if you see this cat and you're like, that looks like Ser Pounce, it does look like him, but it's not. But that's okay, Mickey. It's okay. It's okay. I don't ever want him to feel bad. You're Mickey. You're Mickey. Yeah, you're Mickey. This is Mickey. It's his first time streaming. I was hoping that he'd do his little meow for you guys, because you remember Ser Pounce and just whenever he said his name, he'd always go meow. But Mickey does not like when I meow. He does not like when I meow. He's very, 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 very disturbed by the human meows. But he like has this tiny little it does look like a tiny little bird squeak of a meow. But I don't know if he'll do it. He's in a chill mode right now. Then, usually once it hits the evening time, he sings the song of his people. His little meow. Oh, you're a good boy, Mickey. You sit with me? Good boy, Mickey. Oh, what time is it? What time is it? Oh, alright. I am going to take a quick break. I'm going to go to the bathroom. Oh, wait. I have to figure out which of my mics is not muted. I don't think the closed captioner would transcribe bathroom noises. But it might. I don't know. Now I'm afraid to go. Alright, I'm not going to go to the bathroom, but I'm going to take a break for a second. Yeah, that is definitely one of the difficult bits of owning pets is they do, in most cases, unless you are elderly or experience an untimely death, they die before you. And it's tough. But then I have 2 little new cats, then I'll have to be faced with that one day. But I'm not going to think about that right now. Because that will depress the shit out of me. And I don't want to do that. Oh, little cats. You purring? Happy boy. Cleared the chat. Well, I took a brief break, so I think once people hear me coming back, I just probably need to follow some more people on Twitch, because I don't even, of the people I follow, there's like only 4 channels live, and I feel like that's probably not normal. Or I feel like most people on Twitch watch like the 10 most popular channels now. Or maybe more than 10. Probably like the 50 most popular channels whenever they're live is part of the culture now. Oh wait, I want to look at those stories on my computer. Matt sent a story about the bra store that was too racy for Disneyland guests. Bring it back. What a weird... What a weird fucking... What a weird fucking thing. The store was, in a word, weird. Like other Main Street stores. It evoked a late 19th century atmosphere. Half the shop was meant to look like a Victoria-era receiving room, complete with a fire. Oh, isn't this where they do the silhouettes now? Or, like, very close to it? The other half was a lingerie store selling the usual array of bras and other undergarments. I mean, there would be something magical about owning a bra from Disney, and then you'd always be wearing it, and you'd be like, I'm wearing my special Disneyland bra. I'm wearing my special Disneyland bra. I would have, not gonna lie, only follow people you want to interact with. Now it wouldn't even, it would sell like tank tops. But you know, actually no, that made, on the topic of Disney, did you see this from the earnings call? Which I am a Disney shareholder, so I constantly feel conflicted because I do want to make the money back from my shares that I lost during the pandemic. But also, when I hear stuff like this, it truly, literally enrages me. In the earnings call, Disney's most recent earnings call, where's the repost that I did? Oh, yeah. In the most recent earnings call for Disney, Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney, was talking about how they have been migrating existing clients and new subscriber sign-ups to their ad-based subscription revenue model, and at the end of saying that they have gotten 37% of their existing customers to switch to the ad revenue model after they increase the prices, then he says in the background of the call, and everybody was not supposed to hear this, he goes, I don't know if I was supposed to report that. So basically, he admitted that they raised the prices of Disney Plus, like, astronomically, like, over $120 per year for the plan, which is a significant price increase for a streaming service. They raised the price of Disney Plus in hopes that they would encourage, and have in some way successfully done this, in hopes that they could encourage people to sign up for the ad revenue model, because in the long run, they make more money. Even if you are paying less monthly because you are seeing ads, they make more money because they're able to sell freaking ads, which they make more money from. Which is just so crazy to me. It is just so... no, I think that is the same goal with the passes. I honestly think that is the same goal with the passes. They keep taking away from the top passes, even though it is like twice as much as it was even like before the pandemic, in hopes that people will just continuously downgrade or completely get rid of their passes, because they make more money from individual ticket sales. Like, way more. I think that we've already reached that point. I've seen people who I have formerly known to be Disney creators say that they are no longer maintaining their passes. And then I'm like, then what are you going to do? And I guess the answer is probably not make content, which sucks, but definitely feels like they are pricing people out of making well, the problem is they only need like the top 20 people in the scene, which they have, to come to their media events and like make content for free. They don't really need like everybody else to film the same dessert. It doesn't have that many perspectives, and it isn't going to be that different of an experience for all these individual people, especially when they want you to share a positive experience. So all they need is like the top 20 people and to come and film everything. And they can pick people who live like locally to the parks, so they don't have to worry about like them needing hotels or like needing transportation. And like I feel like people are starting to notice that that's absolutely what they do. And I think that's kind of like burning out their content creator community, at least. Like, at a certain point, I'm happy for people to go to these media events and make free ads for Disney, but like, it's the same people every time, and there's not, at some point, like, there's not like a different or interesting spin on this. It's just like the same thing. Which sucks. Like, I think if it hadn't become so ridiculously more expensive since the pandemic, I wouldn't feel this way. If my pass was like still $749 and could go like most days out of the year, like I think I would have like very different feelings. But my pass costs like $500 more than that and has more blackout now. So I don't feel very positive about that. Yeah, I do. I think they're really struggling creatively. I don't know if that means like they're trying to use AI. Oh, which I guess this kind of ties in because it's like a company that you associate like American legacy with. Did you see that for Coca-Cola's video that they do every year? They do their Coca-Cola truck commercial. Did you see that they did the whole video this year with AI, and it looks shitty? It definitely made me happy that sold all of my Disney, or not my Disney, Coca-Cola shares very recently, actually. And I was like, oh, good timing. Good timing, because this looks so bad. I don't know if I can play it, because it's like their intellectual property, but if you are interested, clicking it and watching it there on Threads, it is a completely AI generated ad, and like, at first I guess you're like, okay, like it's cool, like the Christmas lights are coming on in the trees. But then it starts to get to the point where there is humans, and you're like, okay, these are not real humans. And that is obvious. These are not real humans. Yeah, Disney's been down for years, stock wise. But I don't know what kind of recovery they're gonna have. Yeah, the more you watch it, not only is it like 19 frames per second, literally lagging at points in the ad, it just looks more and more insane the closer you look at it. And I guess it's like supposed to be like some innovative thing. They're like, oh, we've done it, we've made an ad with AI. And some people are like defending it in the comments, like, it takes more editing than you think to make something like this. I don't care. They still probably saved a shitload of money not hiring all of the people that would have actually been involved if they actually made that commercial with humans and little animals who don't get compensated, but I guess their little animal trainers probably get compensated. They did a shit job editing. I think there's nothing. Why won't it let me allow your message? Why? Allow the message. I have the word finger banned because people have used it in inappropriate ways, and it won't let me allow your message. What the heck, Twitch? But yes, I was just gonna say, did you see the fingernail of the man opening the Coca-Cola in the beginning? Like, that is like not. I know, I keep hitting allow and it won't do it. It's bugging. Lord. But, yeah, that's, I mean, it's just disappointing to see because it just doesn't look good. Like, I understand that people have to still work on this and edit this, and so it's not entirely like the creation of AI, and I don't want to like discredit their artistry. Like, there's literally two people's names like credited on this thread, so I kind of feel bad like totally shit talking like these AI artists or what have you. But it looks bad. Like, it looks bad. I mean, yeah. I like the trucks. You're right. They don't even look like they're moving. They look like they're just like on a conveyor belt, like going through. I mean, I think the idea is that they want you to be most focused on like all of the little lights and twinkling and the magic of Christmas. And look, I think the magic of Christmas would be like actually hiring actors and production and like giving people jobs, like not like two dudes who made this using AI. Hopefully it turns out that they still, hopefully it turns out that this was not legit. That's my hope, is that this is just a test and they're gonna still release like their classic Coca-Cola video. But I honestly don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to find now if Coke has shared that. Can you even search Coke ad on Instagram? A lot of people are sick. Oh. Oh, yeah. I guess it is real. This is a... This is a... I mean, a fair point. But we are arguing about it. We are arguing about it. This article makes a fair point, though, saying... AI Coke ad shows will argue about advertisements while the world burns. Oh, yeah. Wow. Look. Wow. I was kind of holding out hope that it was just like a fan-made thing, but it's actually totally real. It's totally real. Oof. Well. If even Coca-Cola can't pay real humans, we're totally fucked. Yes, that actually speaks to everything that I have been saying in this stream today about how these national and international brands are literally no longer paying people to make professional ads for them. And this is further evidence for my argument that that is quite literally happening. Well, yeah, most people use ad blocker anyways. Which, in the past, I was like, don't use ad blocker, support creators. But now I'm just like, I just don't fucking care. There's too many ads. Like, you should probably use ad blocker. Because there's too many. No, I don't know. You should still support content creators. Wait, what is playing that music? Is that the random background lo-fi I have on? Got a little... Change the vibe a little bit. I mean... Everything has ads, though. So how do you even use any content without seeing ads? Like, Threads doesn't have ads, but they said that they're introducing ads in early 2025. So it'll be like maybe 2 more months of this platform having no ads. How do you... Well, let's not talk about ad evasion on Twitch. I don't know how they feel about that. When I watch Twitch on my Apple TV, there's a shitload of ads. I promise you, Twitch, I'd be watching all the ads. A million ads. Honestly, sometimes there's so many ads that I'm like, I'm probably not gonna watch this. I'm not gonna browse this right now. There's too many ads. Oh shit. Disney might have got me this. They're gonna have fresh baked gingerbread cookies this season, so I'm probably have to go at least once for that. I do love me some gingerbread. I mean, it's tough because I feel very conflicted. Like, if there is no ads, then there's no way to get support as a creator anymore because no platforms just pay you to make content. You have to post ads. No, like, there used to be platforms that had different programs and earning opportunities. I realized I don't think any of my commands still work. Nope. I did have a bot, but I guess it's gone. Do you have to pay for those now? I've always used MooBot, but where'd it go? What's new? Removed bot due to inactivity? How do I add it back? How do I add it back? Resolve. MooBot, come to my chat. It says it's on its way. If you don't stream off, wow, that has to be one of the most depressing things that I've ever heard, is that MooBot literally abandoned me during my time of sadness. But it's back. But it's back. Oh my god. That's so fucked up. Wow, you're having a terrible year. Also, MooBot's gonna leave your channel. Wait, can you only buy the cookies if you buy a novelty bucket? Is there no way to buy... I will literally lose my mind. If they seriously released some delicious, fresh-made gingerbread cookies, but you can only buy them if you buy some plastic novelty popcorn bucket, that might be my final straw with Disney. That might kill me. I would literally... that would literally, I'm reading it and it kind of feels like that might be what's happening here, is that you can only buy the fresh baked gingerbread cookies with the novelty buckets, and one of them is $39.99. I hope that's not true. I hope that's not true. If that's true, that is just unbelievable. It's tough because it's awesome, obviously, to like go to Disney and enjoy making content in this fandom, but it's hard because so few people in the fandom are like willing to criticize like what is obviously become extremely disappointing in the fandom, and so it enables them as a company to like continuously just do what I would consider to be like bullshit. That is just, yeah, because nobody will say like anything negative because they want to be invited to stuff, and it's just a really disappointing thing to experience. If those cookies are seriously only available with the plastic buckets. Well, I think if there's no confusion, the 13 back. See, yeah, that reads as like you can't just buy the cookies by itself. Like that's how I'm reading it. That's how I'm definitely reading it. I would be okay if it cost so much and then there was like continuous improvements or like timely improvements to the park. And I do understand a lot of their limitations are because of like local government in California makes it like really difficult to like build and open businesses. That's not me like saying something radical about California. That's like actually factually true. Like I live in an area that has a lot of small businesses, and I work with some of the small business owners on social media, and they talk all the time about how difficult it is to get businesses opened in Southern California, especially compared to other places. So you cannot buy them without the bucket. It's packaged together. That's so crazy. See, I don't subscribe. I don't want to be in that. I don't want to do that. Like, anytime you go there too, and I have enjoyed doing the Snacker Pass videos, but lately it's been like, every little item that you buy is like, it's no longer like, oh, I'm buying a snack. It's like, this cookie is like $11. And so you're like, I hope this is good. I've spent $11. I'm not exaggerating. I got a cookie from the Grand California Library, the Grand California lobby, and it was $11. It was $10, but with tax, it was $11. And I felt bad because it's like, when you buy it in the hotel, you're like supposed to tip, and I'm like, I'm not gonna tip. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if that makes me an asshole, but this prepackaged cookie is already $11. Like, that's the thing, is like, service workers suffer because, see the prices for what? Oh no. And I mean, I enjoyed. Oh yeah, no, I did. The gingerbread house is $39.99. $39.99. And the other deal's only available on the late night dining, which I'm like never really there late. Like $29.99. Whatever. I'm freaking over it. Also, I mean, while we're on the topic of talking about how they have deeply downgraded the experience lately, I don't know if you saw, like, there are a lot of new shows for the holidays, which is good. Great to see new shows. But those new shows come at the loss of, like, they're not doing a lot of the full shows that they used to do during the week anymore. They're only on the weekend now. Which I think is kind of bullshit for two reasons. A lot of pass holders will... Yeah, I know! I'm like, what? Resellers have ruined everything, too. But doing stuff only on the weekend is disappointing because a lot of pass holders can't get in on the weekends, depending on what passes you have. I can get in on most Sundays, like almost all Sundays, but I am blocked on, like, most Saturdays now. So limiting entertainment to only on the weekends and also limiting the time. This is basically if your pass holder is like one day out of the week where you could see that entertainment, and those reservations are so difficult to get because everybody wants to go on the weekend when there's more offerings. So yeah, it's just become a little, I don't know, a little bit of a racket, I guess is the best way to describe it. Well, I got hyped about those cookies only for it to be extremely short-lived. Such is life. Also, one more complaint about Tiana's Bayou Adventure opening in literally the coldest time of year for Southern California. Why they do that? Why they time it like that? How did it work out like that? I'm not going to ride that ride until it's significantly warmer, which is just disappointing. But so many people are getting, like, so unbelievably wet, and I'm just like, yeah, it gets cold, like, so fast here. I don't know. It does seem like a really weird choice to have, like, all these big openings and time all these events, like, in November. I guess it's good with the holidays, like, it's a big season for Disneyland, but I don't want to go on a water ride in Southern California in November or December or January or February or even, like, March, honestly. Like, April is probably, like, the earliest where I'll be like, alright, I guess it won't be extremely uncomfortable to be super cold. I mean, does the UK even have water rides and its amusement? Do you guys even have water parks? Like, a single... There's got to be, like, at least one water park for maybe... No, probably not. Probably not consistently warm enough. I think people in Southern California are definitely having a better reception to it than in Florida. People in Florida were, like, so weirdly hateful towards the Splash Mountain closing, that I think it is probably having a more difficult time there because people are like it's intensely hateful towards it, and I don't know why. Because it was having like all these technical issues in Florida, and it almost seemed like people were like delighting in the fact that it was like having all these technical issues. But it doesn't really seem like that is happening with the Disneyland version as much, which is good. Which is definitely good. There's a single water park right in the middle. How many days of the year is it operational? And is it weather dependent? Or people just, you know, be tough about it and go because they want to go? I mean, America has a lot of water parks, and some of them are in questionable locations. Like, even the one here, I'm like, there's not, like, some of the days that it's open, I'm like, this is not a water park day. In Florida, there's so many water park days. Like, that is the land made for water parks. But, yeah. Here, I haven't even gone to a water park. I don't know. Honestly, like, Southern California isn't as warm as people think it is. Like, already this time of year, I'm like, wow, I'm cold. Like, I'm already cold in my room. Could be warmer in my room right now. But I guess it could be worse. There's probably places where it's already snowing. But I don't know. I haven't really seen anybody like, oh, first snow posts. I feel like it's actually kind of a late snow year for all of America. This is so... I'm trying to see which one of the things they're serving at the holiday food festival is like a savory croissant cupcake with I think it's hard to tell if it's sliced ham or sliced turkey on it. Really bizarre. Like, I feel like the Disney food offerings have gotten really, really bizarre too. Let me try and... What? No, I want to link this post. I want to share the post, not just Instagram. Copy link. Hey! What up, Fly? There's a bunch dotted about. They're always open, but the weather's always gray, so we just deal with it. I mean... When it's sunny there, though, you guys must appreciate it so much. Actually, no, I've been to London, and it was like a very sunny day, and I did see how people there were coming alive on this very sunny day, so accurate. Vicky. I haven't been to a water park in a long time. Honestly, they're kind of gross. They have to use so much chlorine and so much chemical in those waters. Like, I feel like I feel very unclean leaving them. That's so messed up. When it's sunny, there's too much traffic for people going that you spend most of the time in the car. Oh, that's brutal. Yeah, I'm trying to be a hater, but I do feel like water parks are like pretty dirty. Like they don't give like clean and refreshing vibes. Not anymore, at least. Oh, your cat's coming to say hello too. Hello, cat. Oh my god, I'm yawning. These little sleepy cats are making me sleepy. You purring? You purring? Alright, I'll let you sleep. Walter's down here. Little Walt. You touch your little foot. Oh, big stretch. Oh, big stretch. What time does the actual Mike Tyson... Which Paul is he fighting? I always forget. Is it Logan or Jake that is the serious one? It just says Tyson versus Paul. Oh, wait, no. Which Paul? Which one is this? I don't even know. Jake Paul. Okay. Time to stay in and watch pizza. I mean, seems to be the move tonight. Seems to be the move. Ooh, you're doing some big furs. Hello. Hey, happy man. Do you like Showtime? Are you learning what it is? Oh, you're so happy, Mickey. Oh, he happy nice boy. Oh, he happy nice boy. You burn so loud. A lot of people are saying that the fight will be rigged because money. But I want to believe in authentic blood sports in America still. Minerva or Minverva was wanting her supper and then wanted to be left alone. Oh, hey, Mickey. You turn around so you can look at me? These little cats like to hang out with me. Yeah, they do. I mean, I don't want to wish bodily harm on the Paul. Whichever Paul it is, but I do think it's a little ambitious to want to fight Mike Tyson. Didn't the man, like, rip someone's ear off? I would not want to fight a man that had ripped someone's ear off. I would avoid such confrontation. I guess it gives you credibility, though, if you win against him. But I mean, I don't know. If Jake Paul, or yeah, that's the one that's fighting, if he wins, I will probably feel like it's fake. I mean, I guess, unless I don't really know much about him, but maybe he really is like a phenomenal. Oh, we have an update from somebody on that post. I commented and I said, can you just buy the cookies by themselves? And they said, yes, You can mobile order the cookies by themselves. So potentially good news on the gingerbread cookie front at Disneyland. Yo, what up, Mary Art? How's it going? I know, that would be ridiculous if you had to buy the plastic, because I'm really just trying to, like, have less of that kind of plastic stuff in my room. I mean, the plastic decorations and plastic decor doesn't hold up as well year over year as, like, ceramic decor or, like, glass decor. Like, it fades. It just... What? A digital artist? Aren't all content creators kind of digital artists? Or you do mean, like, a digital artist, like, draw digitally? Because then, no, I'm not. I am not. Is she named after Minerva McGonagall? Do you know that Minnie Mouse's real name is Minerva Mouse? That's her real name. But she's Minnie Mouse. So that's a good popular name in pop culture. Well, right now I'm trying to figure out kind of what do next. I have spent a lot of the last year making digital ads, but that is kind of dried up a bit. I hope this isn't the case, but I do feel like we're moving into an age where a lot of companies are really on the edge of being like, okay, can we just use AI to make these ads, or do we really need to hire a content creator or an independent advertiser or an advertising agency to make these ads? What's my hobbies? Oh, I have a lot of hobbies. I like to bake. I like to go to Disneyland. It's kind of a hobby. It's kind of a hobby where I am, but that's what I'm trying to figure out, what to do and, like, what to share going forward, because I think that people are less interested in seeing the same kind of ads and content, like, constantly bombarding them. I think that people are, I don't know if others feel this way, but personally, even though I have made a lot of content for TikTok and watched a lot of content on TikTok, I don't really even use TikTok anymore, because I don't know if you watch TikTok, but, like, every second or third TikTok is a TikTok that has a sponsored product or a tagged product, or is somebody straight up, like, being like, you need to buy this, you need this in your life. And I just feel like that's become so much of TikTok, where originally, do I like digital art? I mean, I would say I don't dislike digital art, but I'm more of a traditional art collector. Like, I wouldn't, like, buy, like, digital art. But I would buy, like, printed materials of digital art. But I also like traditional art forms a lot, like traditional paint. And yeah, no, I would not buy an NFT or anything like that. I am not into that. But I'm happy for people if they are into that and still into that. Yeah, it's like 2 ads for every 2 no ads. I mean, I could like open it up right now and show you, like, for an example, like, probably the first video that gets recommended to me will have a product link to it. I was watching a video, so let's scroll. Okay, no. The first one doesn't have a product linked. That is because it's a repost from one of my friends. So, then the second video was an ad. Was a straight up sponsored post ad. And then the third video is a weird video. And then my fourth video is a live, which I do not like to watch. So, my traditional art? Oh no, I like to buy and purchase traditional art. I don't make a lot of I make like content. I don't make like fine arts or like painting and sketching. This is my art. Okay, then the fifth video was a shopping post. And then the sixth video was a repost because 4 people I know have reposted this video, so it's probably pretty good. So I have to come back to that one. Give it a like so I can come back to it. And then the 6th video was a normal video. 7th normal, 8th ad. So yeah, it was like, you're right. 50% of it was ads or sponsored posts. I do love cats. I do love a little cat. I do. Also, lives on TikTok are like so weird. I don't know if you guys ever get suggested like really weird live content on TikTok. It's like nothing like live content on Twitch. It's like 50% of the time it's just absolute nonsense, or like, and then the other 50% of the time it's somebody like writing people's names when they give them donations, which is cool, I guess. To give some random person on TikTok like 50 cents and then they write your name on a piece of paper. But also it's like kind of weird how much I see that. I feel like I see, and then this is just a straight up ad. Not even a sponsored post, but it's a ad that's meant to look like it's a content creator posting. It's called a Spark ad. Oh man. It's quite a depressing. I mean, the balloon thing, it had a goal. Okay, this is exactly what I was talking about. I've stuck on the side of TikTok where people are pretending to be Meliana, Donald Trump's wife, and talking about how she hates decorating for Christmas. And I'm not gonna lie to you, these videos make me fucking laugh because I relate to them. I relate to her. Like, the burdens of decorating for Christmas. It's just too funny. I don't want to do it. Do I have my own website? I mean, I do. But for what purpose? For what purpose? I never see gaming lives, ever. I wonder what they would even look. Now that I'm talking about it, TikTok will probably show me one. Yeah, I feel like you're trying to sell me something. You're asking like too many questions where I feel like you're trying to sell me something. That's why I'm a little skeptical. I appreciate the chat, but I'm a little bit skeptical now, I admit. So is Mickey. So is Mickey. Matt asking the real questions. What are you doing? What are you doing, fat boy? What do you see? You're gonna try and jump to the bed? Oh, I don't know if you're gonna make it. That's a big jump. Do you want me to put you on the bed? Oh, don't. Oh! Big jump. Oh, he's so happy. Now this person's not gonna chat anymore. Dude, luckily, I feel like the masterclass people have kind of died out. There was a hot minute where I was like, Are we seriously going down the road of like everybody and their mom is selling a course, a pointless course? That's the only way that you can make money as a content maker, is to sell this course that nobody's going to use. And it really did seem like for a minute. And I'm sure there's people still working the course game, but the FTC definitely started to investigate it a little bit, and I think that put some people off. Yeah, that's true. You're right. When people roll around to the New Year's and they're like, New Year, new me. And then people be like, oh, I've got the perfect course to sell you for your new year, new me goals. I think that is probably one of the most disappointing things about being a content creator in 2024 is when I started making content, a lot of it was like community supported. So you didn't have to, I feel like, participate in so many like gimmicks, but it's changed a lot now, and people don't donate or subscribe to streamers in the same way they did like when Twitch was more of a novelty. And so now I feel like everywhere there's just gimmicks. It just doesn't, it's unavoidable. Like, and I know like I respect it and hear it like that you just gotta do it to make money, but definitely feels like we're like in the land of gimmicks in the digital advertising space right now. I bought an art masterclass once, stopped halfway through, still can't draw. So was it one that you did completely self-guided, or was it one that you like tuned in for classes? Because I would be interested to know if one where you like tuned in for classes felt like a little bit more beneficial than the self-guided ones. But I'm the same way. Like anytime I buy like those course materials, even if I'm like extremely like I'm going to finish this because I paid for it, like I'm sometimes left questioning like what did I get out of this other than the sense of completion because I paid for something. So yeah. I don't know. I do feel like they have fizzled off a little bit, but maybe you're right. It's just the holiday slowdown. I'm not sure what the next gimmick will be. It's really hard to promote like links where people can buy your products like these days on any platform. So I'm not really sure like what the next gimmick in content making will be for how people earn money, or even like what kind of content people will be consuming. I do weirdly feel like I think a lot more people will go back to platforms that have like less ad intrusion, because I do think people are like pretty burnt out on ads. I hear that all the time from people who are content consumers, and maybe they make a little bit of content, but they're mostly on the consumer side, that they just feel like completely burnt out by how many ads they have to see like all the time. Yes, that's true. This newer audience on Twitch, because it's not millennials anymore, I honestly feel like Gen Z is like not super nice, and like Gen Alpha is like not super nice. Like I feel from that generation like a lot of animosity towards content creators, and like a feeling of like you are doing something that I'm like missing out on. Even if you were like tell them you're like I make no money and I'm not doing well, they're like still mad at you for doing it. I'm like, what? Doesn't make sense. But that's definitely a vibe. Actually, this thing that I reposted is a perfect example. How do I link this? I mean, that's true. That's true about taking breaks and playing ads then. But I think this is like a good way that like I feel like Zoomers and like Gen Alpha look at content creators. Like I think that they really view content creators in this way. And then, like, you can see one of the top comments on this is, I'm taking a break to focus on my mental health. And it's just like, if being a content creator was so easy, then everybody would be doing it. And maybe sometimes those YouTubers really do need to take a break to focus on their fucking mental health. So it just, I don't know. I feel like you're fighting against like audiences. You're right. Like when it was early Twitch days, it was like millennials that are like, oh, this person's like doing an interesting alternative thing, and I like to support this person doing an interesting alternative thing. And now it's more like, look at this person doing this interesting alternative thing. I hate them. And I feel that. Oh, what up, Chewy? What? Your name is White. It's hard to read. Why do you do that? Where did my little cats go? Mickey went on the bed and Walter's still in the little house. Mickey went on the bed. Alright, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, but I need to figure out how to mute my mics for real. The millennials are all here, but we aren't the biggest crowd anymore because a lot of us are having kids and wives in real life. Yes, that is definitely very true. I live in an area where lots of people have kids, and they're probably confused by me because I'm just like, oh, I've got another cat. Oh, I've got a new cat. Another cat. The way to go. Zoomers are a different breed. Wait, do I have my... No. No. Zoomers are a different breed, though. But we grew up either pre-internet or as it was coming on. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I do feel bad for the Zoomers and Alphas, though. They seem incredibly just pissed off about everything. Whereas millennials seem a little bit more, I mean, obviously pissed off about things, but more accepting and defeated. and understanding of their place in this world. That is true. Well, can I socialize? No, I can, and I've gotten better about it. Do I like to socialize? No. Do I like to stay home with my cats? Yes. Yes. I think it's command following to see how long you're following. I don't know if I can do it for myself, though. Thank you for following me for so long, though. Error, data tag failure. User is not following. I think it's because I can't follow myself. There you go. Oh, wow. Almost 9 years. Oh, my God. Old lady on the internet. No, I think you're right. I think you're right about this generation being more social. Actually, that was something I was thinking about when I was working on my iCloud backup project, which is truly just good lordy be. Good lordy be. I was looking at all the photos of the teen parties that I used to do when I was in high school. And I just, like, realized, like, kids now, like, for whatever, like, liability reasons or for lack of popularity, like, there is nothing like that. Like, there are not, like, teen nightlife events anymore. I don't even really know if teens go to dances at their schools anymore. So I do feel poorly for this generation. I feel like a lot of stuff that we had that was important for socializing and experiencing, like, social settings before going to, like, college, like, literally don't even exist anymore. And I don't know if that's, like, for liability, like, people realized it was kind of dangerous to have parties in nightclubs for teenagers, which, yeah, there was, like, a lot of fucked up teenagers at every single one of them. But was it an important foundational social setting? Probably. Some people weren't fucked up at them. I wasn't, because I was working. Working the door! But anyways, I look back at these photos and I'm like, wow, I'm glad that I was a skanky teen at a time when it was acceptable to be a skanky teen and go to house parties and, like, do some really heinous shit. Because I feel like teens these days don't even get to do any of that fucking weird stuff. And I'm grateful that I did those things, and regretfully have, like, a lot of photos that I found on a hard drive of those things. But, you know, I'm glad I have photos to remember these ridiculous fucking outfits I wore. As soon as I turned 18, which was very early in my senior year of high school, I just went cuckoo bananas. I literally was like, I'm an adult and I'm going to dress how I like. And I did. And I did. God love my parents for being so accepting of me. Because I look back at some of these photos and I'm like, that was not very modest. That was not very modest at all. No, that's what I was saying. I had been working on this backup project, and I have literally gotten my life in photos from like 2006 to 2024 in the process of getting it all on iCloud, which is just absolutely insane. I like it. I like looking at it and remembering I've had a life of experiences. Because sometimes you're like, yeah, I've been there, I did that. Like, I'll see people, like, sharing stuff in Europe, and I'm like, I think I've been there. And then I look through the photos, and I'm like, I have been there! I was there! So, it's cool. It's been really annoying to do, but I'm enjoying going on this memory tour. I saw this Instagram reel yesterday that was so real. It is about how each gen answers the door. Like, the boomer goes to answer the door, the Gen X goes to check the camera, millennial hides under the couch, the Zoomer is still on their phone. I mean, yeah. I don't like to answer the door or the phone. But we lived through 9/11, please. 9/11. It's my excuse for everything. It's tough because I think I had, not to like speak on politics, but I think I had this hope that like younger generations, they were like vastly improving and becoming like the most tolerant and smart and worldly and going to be like capable of taking us to a great place in the future. But I don't have a lot of confidence in that anymore. And yeah, I don't have a lot of confidence in that anymore. I mean, yeah, we'll just leave it at that. Just don't leave it at that. No, I don't disagree with you. I definitely don't disagree with you. I'm gonna turn my lights on. I definitely don't disagree with you though about that being us. Cause I just like don't have. No, I just don't want to get into like too political of a conversation, but it was disappointing to me to see how some younger generations approached like. I guess I'll talk about it on like a micro level, on the California level, and not on the national level. But in California, we had a proposition to end forced servitude in prison. So basically, making people do work they're forced to do in prisons in California, which has, I think, one of the largest prison systems in the United States, if not the largest. This this proposition had no opposition. Nobody had a reason for why this was not a good thing. And it lost. Like, 60% of people, or something like that, are very okay with people being forced to work in prison. And maybe somebody here in this chat is like okay with that too, but to me that was confusing. I felt like with our younger generations of voters participating and knowing like how a lot of people experiencing incarceration, it's systemic. I thought that we'd be moving in a direction where we would want to be like more understanding of, but this is for no compensation. Like, we could at least compensate prisoners a little bit for the work they're doing. Especially if they're doing commercial labor for companies in the United States, like making goods. Like, yeah, This is like servitude, like being a force to do it, like servitude during your imprisonment. Yeah, there are ways, like, you can actually, depending on what crimes you've committed, there are routes to compensation while being imprisoned in California. One of them is to fight forest fires. It's actually really, really interesting that is a rehabilitation program where prisoners are, like, literally on the front line fighting our most deadly forest fires, and they are compensated for that. But this specifically was addressing forced work for no compensation. And yeah, and it's super lost. That like just made me, and I said to my therapist, like, I walk around assuming, and Toasty will know this because we talk about stuff like this all the time in our private conversations. Like, I walk around assuming that everybody has a level of kindness and goodness to them, that I am just realizing most people actually do not have this level of kindness and goodness to them. And I really need to work hard to unlearn this. Oh yeah, the private prison system, that's, I mean, I feel like that's part of this conversation too, is that, yeah, people make money from the imprisonment and incarceration of people in America. Like, big money. Like, it's like a big money operation. It's crazy. Yeah, private prisons is a huge thing in the United States. I know that's not in every country, but that is like a huge thing here now, is the private prison system. Yeah, it's honestly, it's just really, there's so many things in America that you're just like, you can go like boop, 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 boop to all the things that are just like deeply flawed. That's one of them though, that, I know it's a fictional Netflix show, but like Orange is the New Black is a good, I mean, it's not perfect. It's certainly not a perfect show, but it's a good look at a prison being privatized and like what that reality is in America and like what that means. It addresses like many of these things that I'm talking about in a dramedy type way. But yeah. Oh man, it's definitely crazy. We're definitely living in crazy times. But yeah, so I'm trying to figure out like what to do in this next year of life, because making, like, I'm not going to stop making Disney content. I enjoy going to the parks. I have a pass. I have a lot of Disney things. But it doesn't feel like as genuine to be like, I'm promoting this capitalism all the time, and it's good for me and good for everyone. It just doesn't feel like a thing I want to do as much of anymore. Pretty much. La la la, pretty much. I think it's good to be thinking though, and somebody pointed this out on, I think it was like a thread that I read, that they feel like a lot of creators in the women's content space, actually I'm gonna turn my big light on, they feel like a lot of creators in the women's content space, which is the space of content making that I have been primarily in for like the last like 5 years now, they think because women in this area of content don't want to be divisive and don't want to speak on politics or honestly anything that could be thought of as like remotely controversial or could be seen as you aligning with a political side. So because of that, like these women aren't reading a lot. They aren't sharing like what documentaries they're watching. They aren't promoting really anything other than this is what I'm buying. This is like what I'm unboxing. This is like what I'm wearing today. This is like the makeup products that I'm stacking today. And I have felt myself go into that world and be part of that world and like be constantly promoting, be constantly unboxing, be constantly promoting capitalism to the point where like I have so much stuff. It's just like I donate like honestly most of it, which probably like upset some of these brands, like not from small businesses. I keep all of that stuff, but from other larger companies, like as soon as I get this stuff, like I almost immediately donate it now. And it's just not satisfying. I mean, I think the way it boils down is if you have yeah, moved to I don't want to say I moved to the dark side, but I have seen both sides of it. I have seen content where you can be like Asmongold is like just the best example, and you can say what's exactly on your mind and you can be sharing your real opinion, and you know, it's controversial, it's divisive at times, it is not exactly what everybody wants to hear. That's one side of content making. And then this other side of content making that I have been in for the last 4 years is so deeply focused on like what you're buying and what you're like suggesting to others to buy. I honestly think that people think I'm fucking stupid. Like, yo, what up, Otaku? Like, that is my biggest fear in the last 4 years of sharing, like really sharing all this Disney content, really sharing all this stuff. I feel like people think I'm dumb. Like, I get that vibe from them, like when I'm interacting with them in person. Like, they're honestly surprised when I speak like I do. So I don't want people to think that. I am not I'm not. Yo, what up, dude? How's it going? I don't want people to think that, though. Like, I don't want people to think that I'm, like, mindless and all I have. Good for you, dude. Good for you. I know you've been all over the world, so you deserve to be home and resting for the holidays. Knowing where you're going, there might be. Know where you're going. But yeah, I guess that's like my biggest fear, is that because I haven't streamed a lot in the last like 4 years, because I have spent so much time in these women's content spaces, which has not been a bad thing. It's been a great thing. I've made friends. I've worked with a bunch of really impressive brands. Like, I have gotten a lot of cool things that I really like. Like, I'm not denying. I've gotten a lot of free things that I've absolutely kept and use all the time. So, and love it. And products that I've discovered. I haven't bought shampoo and conditioner in like 4 years. Like, I probably don't think I'll ever buy shampoo or conditioner again, because companies are constantly sending me hair products because I have very long hair. So that is a nice thing, I guess, but like not deeply intellectually satisfying. And the problem is, I've gone on so long in content yeah, good trade. Excellent trade. I don't have to buy shampoo or conditioner. Or skincare products, which actually is pretty good. That shit's pretty expensive. But, dude, don't tell me that, because I will literally bring as much shit as I can next time I'm out there, and I'll be like, here's a bunch of free stuff. I'm always giving it to Tucker. He's like, no more serums, no more hair masks. I'm like, I can't use all of this. Yeah, it's like I feel caged in by these products in this bubble. Like, I feel like people don't think of me as having like independent thought anymore. They think of me as like saying what everybody else is saying in this niche community where like you're always supposed to be happy. And I just feel like I'm kind of cracking like a little bit. Like, I'm expressing that in my friend groups that I feel like the bottom is falling out on like Disney content making a little bit. And I don't think people super agree with me, because it's like a negative outlook, and that's a community that absolutely doesn't like to think negatively, but I feel it happening. I feel it happening. Yo, speaking on WWE, not me, but my brother has gotten so into WWE and like wrestling in general that I actually know enough about WWE to totally speak on it now and to know who you're talking about, because I talked to him about it, and I have learned enough, and I've watched a bit myself. I will say I have not been completely drawn in yet, but I'm in search. I'm in search of new people. I'm in search of new community. My brother fucking loves it. Like, and seeing his passion for it, like, kind of, like, makes me excited and interested in it as well. So, I will say that much. That's what, I probably have to go shortly because we're gonna go grab some food before there is a fight on, I think for the first time ever, a fight on Netflix. So, that is kind of weird, but actually it's not that weird because Netflix is getting I don't know when it's happening, but Netflix is getting the WWE, I think, next year. When is the WWE moving to Netflix? 2025. Yeah. Netflix will expand. Yeah. WWE Raw is coming to Netflix in January 2025. That's actually very soon. It is. It's about to start soon, but there are some pre-fights. That's what I have been instructed, is that there are some pre-fights. Not that I'm like a great supporter of blood sports. Like, I don't go out of my way to pay for fights or anything, but I do pay for Netflix, so I feel like... No! Was there anything fun? Like somebody winning a bunch of money or somebody completely passed out? Any nice little welcoming? I think that's why I'm interested in watching tonight, though, is because I do have a Netflix account. So I'm interested to see how Netflix presents this live event. Also, Netflix has a history of, like, kind of messing up a lot of live events. So it is going to be interesting to see if they're able to handle the amount of traffic that's happening. Also interesting to see a lot of commercial establishments are like, I'm gonna show the fight, and I'm like, as far as I know, before I speak incorrectly, let me Google, did Netflix sell licenses for the Paul versus Tyson fight? Yeah, like, I don't think any bars that... Well, let's see. Bar owners. Oh, wow. Oh, never mind. Netflix said that bars could show it, and then I guess the production company that puts on the fight said that bars can't show it. So if you're going to try and watch it in a bar, it seems like it's mixed if you'll be able to see it or not. WWE is scripted and it is planned, but it's kind of like beautiful. I don't know how to describe that differently, but in the way that it's done, like it's very well done. And the passion of the fans, I think, really adds something to it. Something Something that a lot of communities don't have. Something that I've only ever really seen in the Disney community and, like, kind of in the Blizzard community, but, like, not as intense. So, I completely understand why people are, like, really into it. If you're, like, trying to see understand what wrestling is like as a career, there's this fantastic movie called The Wrestler. It's pretty sad, but I definitely recommend watching that. I feel like that, oh wow, it has a 99% on Rotten Tomatoes. Honestly, that feels accurate. It's a really good movie. It's pretty sad though, so I say that with a caveat that it is a sad movie, but I think it shows an interesting perspective of, like, what it really truly means to be a wrestler, and how it is kind of like scripted. And it is scripted. It's not kind of, it is scripted, but it's still, like, serious physical work. So, and there's still a lot of risk involved, like a great amount of risk involved. So yeah, it's cool. It's a very interesting fandom. I appreciate it a lot. I can totally see, like, why it's so big. I see it. I see the vision. Alright, with that being said, I think I am going to get ready to go grab some food really quick before this fight happens, to see what it's all about. I'm sure there'll be some big old streamers streaming their reactions along, and truly I will probably be watching them. If you missed the beginning of the stream, I have not streamed a lot this year, or actually I have not streamed at all this year, because at the beginning of the year, Ser Pounce passed away, and it has truly been one of the worst and most difficult years. Other than getting Mickey and bonding with Walter, it has been a difficult time. So, too much to come on and stream, but I hope I can be here more now and entertain you still with my new kitties. They've literally both been sleeping here the whole time. Mickey's on the bed now, but Walter's still right underneath the chair. I gotta get a little camera to go down there. Yeah, thank you for watching. Bye, Master Ray. Bye, Toasty. Bye, Matt, if you're still here. Bye. I think you're Action with no vowels, or I guess N is a vowel. Oh wait, no, it's not. Wait, no, it's not. Oh my god, that was my blonde moment of the day. That was my blonde moment of the day. Please forgive me. I swear I'm smart. I caught myself. Alright, okay, I'm gonna see. I feel like I should still, like, raid somebody. I feel like that's still the nice thing to do. I don't know if people to do that. I'm gonna raid my friend Veronica. Well, I have a couple friends Veronica, so not the Veronica that I was in her wedding. Another Veronica who goes by Vero. And wait, what? Oh wait, no. I'm looking at her chat and it says there's an ad. Oh wait, is she doing an ad break? Shit. No, it's making me see an ad. I can see her stream. Whatever. I always raid people when they're about to go on breaks. Anyways, I'm gonna raid her. Go by and say hello. Give her a follow. Yay! Enjoy the fight tonight if you're watching, and be safe. And make sure to follow me on stuff, because I don't know if Twitch tells you when I'm live, but it seems to tell you. A lot of people showed up today, so that's good. Alright, thanks for hanging out, guys. Bye! Ah! Ah!